So I think, as Hovig said, you just get more efficient at it and better at it as time goes along. There is a lot of stuff to do. You're taking 2 courses a quarter, and then as you know more, you get involved in maybe student clubs, or you start taking part in business case competitions. So even if you spend less time studying, you want to spend more time networking, more time doing some extracurricular activities that you can learn more or basically meet other people with similar interests. So the time is always going to be an issue, but as you go along, you'll get better at it. And then you have to balance your work. I have like a really challenging but interesting job. So what allowed me to do all the things I wanted was the flexibility that they gave me at work. So I could sometimes take a class earlier, 4 to 7 class, leave work earlier, and then go back to work and finish the task that I was doing. So I'm not in a 9 to 5 job where I have to be at work. So I tried to excuse myself from most meetings. I only there to actually do the real work, and so I'm not wasting time attending meetings. So I think the understanding boss helps a lot, and understanding boss at home, which is my wife, that helps a lot. So yeah, I think after this is over, probably just gonna take a 2-week nap.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of work over the 3 years. You do get much better at it, but one of the ironic things I found was at the end, people were saying, as I was talking to them about graduating, they said, well, don't expect things to get any easier because you're going to move up in your work and you're going to have the time that you used here get filled up by other responsibilities, which is undoubtedly true. But part of what also happens is if that didn't happen, I think I wouldn't necessarily end up with an extra 10 or 20 or 30 hours on my hands. It's simply because the way that you work changes, I think, almost permanently when you go through the 2 or 3 years. You kind of become efficient at everything. And there are limits, obviously. I don't want to be efficient at figuring out where we're going to go eat dinner. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble with the boss at home. But you want to be able to apply it to a lot of different things, to a lot of parts in your life, and you kind of automatically do. It builds good habits, I think, in that sense. So you find other ways to be productive when you're done, whether or not your responsibilities change.
Yeah, I completely agree with what both Rajesh and Hovig were saying. The program really, it helps you more than just academically getting your MBA. There's all these, like Hovig was saying, all these intangible benefits that you receive as well. And one of them is really improving your efficiency at work, improving efficiency with your schoolwork, and improving efficiency with your, your social and your personal life, because now you have just one more thing in the bucket that has to be taken care of. The first quarter, I think for most everyone, is always the most stressful because you're trying to figure out, you hesitate to cut things, and you have this feeling that you don't want to cut anything and you can do everything. But once you realize that you're not Superman or Superwoman and there is a limit to what you can do, you learn how to work more efficiently. And I think having the support of your coworkers, your boss, for me that was incredibly helpful. I've been able to take to double up and take 2 courses on one night, so I'm in 6 hours of courses, but because my boss is so flexible, I'm able to leave work earlier, so that way I'm not working an 8-hour shift followed by a 6-hour school shift, because that would just be a nightmare, and I don't know if I'd be able to stay awake during my classes. So it's really important to have the support at work so you can have that flexibility. And even if you're not able, I know a lot of our classmates aren't able to have that flexibility. They can't take classes that start before 5 p.m., but they do have the support. So as long as the support is still there, and support at work and also support at home from your family and friends, and they understand that you don't have as much time as you want to commit to every single friendship, but everyone's there to back you and still supporting you along the way, and they're looking forward now to taking back that extra time, that free time we'll all have once we're done in 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I kind of think of it as almost, to use a sports analogy, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but the weight that people put in the batter's circle when they're about to go up and hit, it's almost like that. It asks you to do more for these 2 or 3 years. Once you take it off, though, you hit the ball a lot farther. You just realize that you become better at things. And absolutely support, I think, is critical.